with you again. We're going to continue talking about the passage where Jesus was talking about retaliation, with the understanding that we're supposed to represent the character of Jesus Christ in this world. That's what the fruit of the Spirit is that's listed in Galatians chapter 5. And that's also the way that Jesus said that he himself was. In Matthew chapter 11, he said, I am gentle and humble of heart. Jesus, gentle, humble of heart. Jesus was also generous. Generous in the way that if you think about it, what more can you give than your own life? And so what he wants is for people to see his character reflected in his people. And remember yesterday we talked about how if somebody slaps you or shoves you or verbally insults you, that you turn the other cheek. Your way of letting them know that they're more important to you than your position or your pride or your macho, whatever you want to call it. But this passage also says, whoever wants your shirt, give him your coat also. Well, apparently there was a way to sue people and actually get important clothing items from them, because shirts and cloaks were pretty hard to come by. But do you remember what John the Baptist said when people came to the Jordan River and were being baptized and they were repenting and they said, what should we do? And he said, if you have 2 coats, give to the guy that doesn't have one. And do the same with food. There's an attitude that says people are more valuable to me than my macho, more valuable to me than my wardrobe, if you please, more valuable to me than my time. The rest of this passage, I'll remind you, first of all, the coat and the shirt thing, but then also somebody wants to make you go a mile with him. Soldiers, remember the Jews in that day and time were under the control of Rome, and soldiers had the right to take any Jew in Judea and say, carry my stuff for a mile. And that Jew would be required to do that. Well, Jesus said, carry it a mile and then tell him, hey, I've got time. We can go another mile if you want. What's he saying to that guy? I don't have to do this. That's not the main thing. The main thing is I care about you as a person. Can you imagine the conversation that could possibly take place during that mile? Hey, we're not done talking. I want to know more about your family and, more about what happened to you when you were a kid. What made you decide to be a soldier? Get this conversation going. Hey, this guy cares about me. I'm more important to him than the time that he's spending walking with me. And then we didn't read this in yesterday's passage necessarily, but the next verse talks about if somebody wants money from you, go ahead and loan it to them. Now, those of you that have loaned money before, oh boy, how often do you get paid back? Every once in a while. But as a pattern, it usually doesn't happen. Well, now, first of all, God can take care of you. I don't see anywhere where God says, you know what, you were just way too generous and I'm going to punish you for it. No, generous and gentle is the way Jesus was, and that's the way he expects us to be. And he can pick up any slack whenever we're too generous with people. Well, that means by that kind of behavior, people are more important to you. Their soul is more important to you than your macho, than your wardrobe, than your time, than your money. And when I know that somebody cares about me that much, I want to know why. And Jesus is the why. God bless you. I'm done.